Before I start today's video, I need to make it crystal clear that this is a mod for the PC version of MK11. Cyrax is not selectable under normal circumstances, and he's being demonstrated in training mode only for educational purposes. Over a year ago, I made a video that broke down the moveset of NPC Sector in MK11. Everybody, understandably, asked me for the Cyrax version, and I'm gonna be completely honest, a lot of things came up with content, releases, work, it kinda got lost in the void. But now, especially as I specifically didn't mention it in Cyrax's competitive history, I want to showcase NPC Cyrax in MK11 in all of his janky glory. He is a combo machine with a bunch of pretty broken stuff. But, I mean, yeah, he's never intended to be playable by a human. Let's get stuck into it, I suppose. Worth getting out of the way straight away, though, is because he is very much a non-playable story mode only character. There are no crushing blows, fatal blows, or fatalities. This is pure gameplay only. And as I mentioned in the Sector video, the cyborgs have pre-launch movement, so their dashes are terrible and incredibly slow, reminiscent of the MK11 beta days before everybody had their dashes enhanced. So, specials are mostly still here, but in slightly different ways than you'd expect. In other ways, the amplified versions become new moves entirely. The net is back, and it works as a fully meterless stun. There is no air hit animation though, and it will always recapture the opponent, which sets up for resets or combo extensions. Worth mentioning, there is no amplify with this move. Bombs are back too, and guess what? They're fully unblockable again. It's actually really funny to me how, if you really want to be that guy, which I guess I will, Cyrax has always had unblockable bombs in every single game he's made an appearance. The only game that could be blocked was MKX, but remember, that was Triborg, not Cyrax. Whenever Cyrax appears in MK after X in any capacity, his stupid unblockable bombs come right back with him. Cheap character. Anyway, the bombs have 3 directions and they launch for a full combo. The MK11 twist on things is that when you amplify the bomb, the buzzsaw comes out, and it functions very similar to MKX. Finally, and I say finally as teleport and air grab are both missing in this one. NPC, remember, I don't think it was that necessary to add those kind of moves to a character that you're never supposed to play. The overhead bomb explosion from MKX is a special move in MK11. By itself, it knocks down, and when amplified, it will launch. It's a really nice way of getting damage off a confirm without having to use the net first, as remember, the net recaptures. So using net at the end of a combo is probably where the absolute dirt and resets could come into play if this guy was a real character. The specials work well together, but they are ascended to another level when looking at Cyrax's strings. I'll mention this again in case anybody doesn't know. Cyrax and Sector both have the split-up move list of Triborg from Mortal Kombat X. Some strings belong to one character and not the other. It is way more prominent with Cyrax, in my opinion, due to what he does, but also doesn't have. Cyrax gains the 1112 string, 111 being a confirm just as easy to land in this game as it is in X. Cyrax's forward 2 string actually comes back, but in this game, it is just 222, 2-2 being great for combos. Forward 4-3 comes back, and it belongs to Cyrax this time, but it kinda sucks, because Cyrax doesn't actually have the moves that he'd need to make this string good. Remember, air grab isn't here, and in X, that was the special that you'd cancel into it with. The full back 3 string is given to Cyrax, and here it's just back 3-4-3. What's mad to me is that the string actually launches in the corner, and it's plus 15 on block, because remember, NPC, frame data probably wasn't a priority, I would imagine. Standalone buttons, the standing 4 is here, and key to corner combos and stuff. Cyrax doesn't get the overhead back 1, that is given to Sector instead, and Cyrax still has all of the weird Cyborg MK11 NPC pokes, like the down 4 that's minus on hit, and the down 1 and down 3 with their strange frame data also. The jump-ins are Triborg jump-ins, and there's one single short hop attack, but to be honest, it is kind of nice to see it in any capacity. But I think his short hop, according to the game, is actually safe on blocks, so that's a nice bonus. Right, so definitely the most prominent thing about Cyrax in this game is his combos. Even as an NPC, the bombs allow him to get some really nice combos that are reminiscent of his MKX self. Not as over the top, obviously, as he has more moves in the Triborg version, but he still gets multiple bombs in a single combo, ending it in either a damage cash out or setting up for more damage still. Now, I'm not even close to a combo artist, and there's actually a lot of MK11 Cyrax combo videos out there on YouTube, so if you're super curious, you can check those videos out. But my point is, this character, even as his NPC version, is still very much the Cyrax that we know and love. Maybe in the opposite direction though, for those on the receiving end, the Unblockable Bombs coming back just sets up for situations where Cyrax can jail you into a bomb for a free pop-up. If you have no meter to wake-up attack, you are absolutely dead, but because of the frame data being the way it is, he doesn't even really need that. Cyrax has actual infinites because of how his frame data works, and the fact that bombs are unblockable, and the fact that net restands, and allows him for a close bomb into standing 3. Standing 3 being plus 17 on hit, and his forward 4 being 11 frames, it jails into the bomb. Cyrax can end a decent combo into net in the corner and just loop you into guaranteed death. I'm thankful the AI doesn't know how to do this, otherwise fighting him in story mode would be a total nightmare. But even without the infinites, if you weren't going to use them for whatever reason, he actually still has setups for days, mixing you into a bomb, or even doing some MK11 exclusive stuff like throwing you into the launch and picking it up with a wake up 2 to continue the combo. It really is funny to me how Cyrax is actually so interesting, although totally broken, obviously, but he's just an NPC, and all of his moves are just taken from Mortal Kombat X. Yet he still ends up being what would have been one of the hypest characters in the game if he was playable with a more balanced version of these very same attacks. Anyway, hopefully that offered a bit of insight into how NPC Cyrax fares in MK11. And what kind of stuff you could in theory do if an actual player was behind the wheel and not a computer. Cheers very much to Maka for making the MK11 Hook PC mod that enabled me to select Cyrax in this offline setting. Thank you for watching, and if you want to go one step further of supporting the channel, I'd like to remind everyone that I do have an official Patreon. Cheers so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Take care.